Minecraft villagers are completely ridiculous. There's been a problem with villagers for quite a while, but not for the reason you might think. If you need blocks, food, items, armor, weapons, enchanted books, all in large quantities, you can just use villagers. Being able to obtain all of these items from villagers is perfectly fine, right? Well, yes and no. Personally, I don't have an issue with villager trading, especially if you're in the end game, and all you're doing is working on your big projects. For example, if you need lots of quartz, it's better to obtain them through villagers instead of mining in the nether, as is much safer, unless your villagers explode. Villager trading is a big part of the game and it's not going anywhere. Also, I don't want it to. It's a great feature, it saves time and resources. So what's my problem with villagers? For you to understand my view, let's take a look at the title of the game. The whole purpose of Minecraft is to mine and craft, but through other methods like raiding villagers and villager trading, you can completely avoid caving, which takes away from the whole point of Minecraft, and trading with certain villagers like toolsmiths or armorers completely negates needing to craft. These methods are safer, so I can understand why players would choose this route. There's less chance of you being blown up by a creeper, falling into lava, or coming across a poisonous spider. However, almost any item you need for progression, a villager has. And that's my problem. Villagers are too easy. They aren't progressive in a linear fashion. Once you find a village, you have free food, a bed with a free house. If you stumble across a blacksmith, you can often find ingots, tools, armor, or even diamonds. Plus, you can start trading with villagers instantly. There's also many trading loops that supply the player with infinite emeralds. One loop was shown by Green where all you need is one pumpkin.
So, watch. We take the pumpkin, and I've cured these so that they will have one pumpkin for one emerald. I now have 2 emeralds. I then go to one of these, and I get 8 glass. I then go to the crafting table and turn these into glass panes. And then I go to the cartographer, and he will sell me 1 glass pane for 1 emerald.
Villagers need to be more progressive without taking away from the fundamentals of Minecraft, and I do have a solution in mind. But before I tell you my solution, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, FlexiSpot. FlexiSpot were kind enough to send me one of their E7 standing desks with 2 accessories. I personally ended up choosing a black walnut desktop with black legs. However, there's a lot you can choose from, and for the accessories I got their desk cable duct, which I use to store cables I don't use often, and their clamp power, and their pank, and this thing. Yeah, I got this thing. It has a USB port and a USB-C port. Very handy. Recently, I've been making a lot of upgrades to my workspace, and the FlexiSpot desk has been perfect for this. There's plenty of room for my new Go XLR, my Rode boom arm, and my 2 27-inch monitors. And I've got to say, this desk is amazing. It's extremely sturdy, it can take a lot of weight, and being able to stand while working since I work from home has been pretty incredible. I feel very fortunate to have received this desk from FlexiSpot. It's more than I would have ever personally spent on a desk, and I am not disappointed. If you want to get your own E7 standing desk, I highly suggest you order before the end of June, as FlexiSpot are currently offering a huge sale on their desks, so head to the link in the description. Thanks to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video, and now back to villagers being a problem. Hello. Anyway, here's my solution for villagers to be more progressive. When you're leveling up a villager, there's a small badge that signifies a villager's level. Make these badges a part of the progression. So instead of just being able to trade with any villager whenever you want, have these trades locked until you pay the villager. Let's say 10 items of the equivalent badge. So if you want to trade with an iron level villager, give that villager 10 iron to unlock its trades. And with each higher tier villager, increase that cost by 5. So when it comes to a diamond tier villager, you'll need to pay the villager 25 diamonds. Now, before you go raging in the comments about how my idea is expensive and unfair, that's the point. It forces the player to not bother with high tier villagers until it becomes affordable. With your first 25 diamonds, you're not going to want to unlock 1 max villager. You'll want to use those diamonds for an enchanting table, armor, and tools. This adds progression while not taking away from the earlier days of Minecraft. And let's face it, having everything within your fingertips after a few days of playing is pretty boring. Now, I don't think this is a perfect solution, it's just an idea that I thought was worth sharing. In my opinion, villagers shouldn't be nerfed. As I said earlier, I don't actually have a problem with villager trading, and limiting their accessibility is a much better approach, as it doesn't take away from what villagers bring to Minecraft. Although, if I were to suggest a feature to be completely removed from villagers, that would be their ability to trade treasure items, like mending books, for example. It's somewhat redundant to have a treasure item that you can endlessly buy from a villager. What do you think of my idea? Let me know in the comments, and I'd love to hear your ideas too. Subscribe.